Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to share with you guys the ways that I've learned to not choose a partner. Okay, so like red flags, but also the green flags, right? Because we have to talk about the positive and embrace it. You know, when you're on a self-love journey or spiritual journey, you're going to be transforming, doing that inner work to really get to know yourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly. And we're down here on earth school to learn. So it's not about beating yourself up, but the things that I've learned, I'm eager to share with you guys because I wish somebody would have told me. And I'm curious to know your thoughts as well. So drop me a comment, let me know who's here. Let's jump into this. Okay, so the first way that you do not want to choose a partner, but so many people do it. I would say like 99.9% of people do this unconsciously. They're not aware that they're doing this, and it can cause unnecessary problems depending, is that a lot of people choose a partner that is just like their parent. Okay, so that means if you're a woman, you're probably subconsciously looking for someone who's like your dad. And if you're a man, you're subconsciously looking for a woman who reminds you of your mom. And this is pretty natural when you think about it. Who's the first person that you felt a loving relationship to? It was a parent, right? It's the first person who took care of you and you felt that love, that bond. It's natural. But depending on your parent, right? Were they raising you consciously? Were they aware? Or were they moving from their own traumas and things they just didn't know? Right? And so it's important to look at how you were raised and the qualities that that parent had, what they taught you, how they treated you, to see, do you want to choose a partner like them or not? Okay. So many of us idealize our parents. I'm so guilty of this. I grew up as a daddy's girl, even though my parents were divorced. Even though I would overhear things about my dad, I would defend him to the death of me. Now, as an adult and as a more conscious woman, if I'm looking for a partner, in the past, I would subconsciously choose, like as a teenager and in my 20s, a guy who reminded me of my dad. So we want to be honest with ourselves. And this is not always the best and most fun thing to do, you guys, but years and years ago, when I learned about things like meditation and when I started to do shadow work on myself, and these core beliefs started coming up, and they were ugly beliefs that I had about relationships and love, and I traced them back to childhood, right? And so you want to look at the relationship that you had with your parent, either parent, honestly, either parent. Look at the dynamic there. What was the relationship like? And become honest with yourself. See the good, value that, appreciate that, but also look at the bad. And in this way, now we're consciously choosing a partner because, again, it's natural. Like, you felt your mama's love, you felt your dad's protection, comfort. So yeah, without thinking, you're going to gravitate towards that. And how many times have you heard someone say, like, I love her, she reminds me just of my mom. Like, she reminds me so much of my mom. Or, yeah, like, he reminds me of my dad. Like, this is what the majority of people do. There's nothing wrong with it. That's great if you had a great relationship with your parents, but if there was some things that didn't go so well, it's important to be honest and take off the rose-colored glasses to see clearly, because the majority of relationships, people do this. And what we're doing subconsciously is we're trying to repair the relationship that we had with our parent, right? So for example, ladies, in today's world, it's a little bit crazy. A lot of dads, they bounce. They go, they leave, they have to go. They're not acting right. Mom says go, or a divorce, or who knows, maybe they went to jail, maybe something bad happened, but they're not in your life, right? Or maybe they're in and out. This is an example. And so you're like, you get an abandonment wound. Because think about a small young child. It's like they need both parents. And if one is missing, you're going to feel that. The repercussions of that is that you're yearning for that love. Okay? This is the deep inner work. So then when you get older, you're able to date. Now you're searching for that void. And you're going to search for a man who's just like your pops. You're just like your dad. Because then if you can get him to love you in all the ways your dad did it, it's like you're subconsciously think that you're going to repair that relationship. And so a lot of times this doesn't go well because our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. The truth is that you're whole. The truth is that you have to learn forgiveness and acceptance of what happened. See that your parents are just human and they're not saints, and they made mistakes because they're also on earth school and there's spiritual lessons, because when someone does you wrong legitimately or hurts you, it's your chance to find the strength to have compassion and choose the higher road, which is love and grace. Learning how to forgive yourself and truth, everything in the light, right? We can't see the light without the darkness. So that's why we go through rough things. Okay, and so instead what we can do is work on ourselves to face our truths and face our shadows, anything that we may want to heal before we jump into a relationship, so that we can discover what our needs really are. And then now it's like, okay, well, let's say, I felt abandoned as a kid. So instead of choosing a partner who's going to abandon me, or I'm going to feel abandoned in the relationship, or who's in and out, no, I desire a partner. I am worthy to receive love from a committed, stable, consistent partner who's present. And I'm going to be so real and honest that when you do inner work and then you're stepping into that new version of yourself, it's going to feel very uncomfortable because you're not used to that. That's not how you were used to receiving love. That's not how you're used to behaving, right? And so it's that in-between space. So take it slowly, but it's going to feel so much better, more fulfilling. We are getting deep in today's video. When you're a kid, you have to adapt. And you guys, I've learned this through like different books and just different things on my journey. That's why I want to share with you, like, years later, also in real time, of me healing in real life and the roadblocks that you may face, but it's okay. We're going to get through it together. So when you're a little kid, you have no choice but to adapt, right? Those feelings don't feel so great. Whatever those feelings are, whatever the relationship looked like with your parents and how you felt love, relationship, how you related to one another. Some kids feel neglected. Some kids suffered through some type of abuse. Some kids, like, maybe like the parents had a lot of money, but then they weren't there emotionally. Like, there's so many dynamics. So that's why I say choose your partner consciously after doing the inner work, so that you're not repeating these patterns that hurt you as a kid. In this way, you are going to be healing your inner child and comforting your inner child, because it's like, imagine little you reaching out, like, it's like screaming, but no one hears you. And so when you do this kind of work on yourself as an adult or now, it's like you're wrapping a big old blankie around your inner child and just loving it and hugging it, giving it love, yourself love and validation of what you went through, because the world is harsh and is not going to care. And they're going to tell you to have a thick skin, get over it. And who gives an F, because everyone's gone through something. And that is the way that they choose to cope. But that's not healing. And that's not self-love. And that's not truth. Right? And so to grow, you have to be real and just simply be vulnerable with yourself, honest with yourself. And it's not that you have to stay stuck there, but it's just about acknowledging it, putting light on it, and just like kissing it with love. And now it's like, okay, but what do I choose though? That's what I went through, but I don't have to repeat that. Mom, I'm sending you love. Dad, I'm sending you love. But this is what I choose for my life. And this is going to increase your self-worth as well, because now you're empowered to make a conscious decision about your relationships now as a grown adult. Okay, guys, so the second way in how to choose a partner consciously is that you do not want to choose a partner based off how they physically look. Don't do a red flag. You have to know and remember and understand that we're in the 3D, and all we've been taught about as a society is the physical. We're conditioned socially to just value how somebody looks, right? Men, if they're super tall, they're automatically valuable, because just like our genetics, and women back in the day needing a protector and to go hunt and gather or whatever. And just like protection, right? So we associate, as women, we associate it with like protection, and men, beauty, and maybe a young woman because she's fertile and things like that. So, but here's the thing though. Although we've been advertised to constantly that women, you need to just look top notch, beautiful, perfect at every moment. And men, you need to get the biggest muscles and the most money and whatever, whatever. You want to, when you're choosing a partner consciously, like you need to look past how they physically look. And yes, attraction is important. And yes, you should feel sexually attracted to them because you want to feel those ways towards your person. That's true. But that is not the number one thing that you should be looking for when we're talking about choosing a partner consciously, because it is going to leave you disappointed and disillusioned. Okay, let me tell you guys something. When I was like 22 years old, I met this guy and he was tall, dark, and handsome. Okay, he was like 6'5" and perfect smile, and you know, all the ladies would agree that he's fairly attractive, whatever. And that is what drew me to him. And it didn't go so well. And honestly, it's just a superficial relationship. Who is this person really? Like, look into who someone really is. It's not about how they physically look. Look deeper. What is their soul about? What do they enjoy? Like, what is their energy like? Their aura? Things that you can't see. Their personality of like, or how they handle other things. You know that my mom always taught me when I was little. When you go on a date with a guy, don't pay attention so much to how he treats you, but look at how he treats the waiter or the waitress, because that's who he really is. He's there to impress you, but when you see how he treats other people, that's who he really is. And I've never forgotten that. And it's true. It's so true. So please look at things deeper. Don't be superficial and don't get confused, because I promise you, that is how you're going to just learn some tough lessons if you're going off of how somebody looks. That's not the right way to choose a partner. People are not how they look, like point blank, period. They're not how they physically look. There's so many layers to a person. And so we want to see them with our third eye. Is their third eye open? Like, is it decalcified? Are they out here drinking tap water? Like, who is this person? And sometimes, I mean, obviously people want to show you their best selves at first, but that's why I encourage you to take your time to really get to know somebody, unravel them, and be patient. You know, like spiritual text is going to tell us about things like lust versus love. Well, what is lust based off of? It's based off just like the physical appearance, but it's going to have you moving too fast and confused. Like, that's not who they are. If you don't love them with their clothes on, if you don't love them when they're having a bad hair day, if you don't love them when they're at their lowest emotionally or going through a storm or something, like if you don't really love them, then you're just going to be wasting your time. So don't go off of how somebody looks, right? And make sure they are not going off of how you look, and that's why they want to be with you. Is because, oh, well, she looks good. Oh, well, I'm gonna have the guys jealous if I got this girl on my arm. No, like, that's superficial, that's immature. Like, don't choose a partner that way. Please do me a favor, and we're gonna be building conscious relationships, sacrifices, like choosing your highest good versus what is just available to you. No. Right? And so you're worthy of real love. You're worthy of affection, truth, alignment, beauty, and implementing the lessons that you've learned thus far in your life. Let's move on to the last way. The last way that you do not want to choose a partner. Do not choose somebody out of guilt. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep it real. Do not choose somebody out of guilt. And you guys, I see this very often. Like, sometimes people are already in relationships that are not serving them at all, and they stay because they feel guilty. Well, I don't want to hurt them. Well, we've been together for so long. Well, we've already done this and that. I've already put effort in. So like, what are you really saying? Like, if you feel guilty and that is what's keeping you in a relationship, like, that is no way to live. Right? First of all, guilt is a low vibration. So no matter how happy you try to make yourself feel, it's going to be temporary if the relationship that you're in it because of guilt. It's like, you deserve to free yourself, release yourself from a situation like that, release the guilt, right? And climb to a higher vibration. You guys, I was watching that show Arranged on Amazon Prime, and I was like, wow, it was so different, such a different mindset than I have, which that's why I was drawn to it. I'm like, let me just see what these people are talking about. Let me just see. It was about arranged marriages, right? And I'm like, be free, self-love, empowerment. Like, nah, you're a conscious co-creator. You're a goddess. Like, so to have literally somebody choose your partner for you was completely like a unknown territory for me. But I was curious. I'm like, let me see what this is about. And it was actually pretty good. Like, I was addicted to it. It was pretty good. So anyways, but they were choosing their, like, they would have their parents would completely choose them. They didn't have a choice and whatever. Check out that show. Let me know your thoughts. Have you seen Arranged? And do you believe in arranged marriages? Like, that's a whole nother subject. But yeah. So once these two strangers got together and they were going to fall in love eventually, and it wasn't working out, they were like staying because of guilt. Like, well, we're already married. We already spent all this money. Maybe some of them had kids eventually, whatever. And it's like, I don't know, but it's too self-sacrificing. Like, you deserve to feel loved too. Like, all the love you want to give out, everyone you're trying to people please, you're making sure this person's happy and your parents think this and the neighbors, they think that, your kid's mom at school thinks that. Like, literally, who cares? Like, what about you though? It's not about being selfish. It's about self-love, and this is your life. Like, life is happening right now. Like, not tomorrow, not in 10 years, like right now. And so there's like inner beliefs that might be happening where shame, guilt, these are low vibrations. You want to just be able to free yourself and just recognize that you're worthy to feel happy and you're worthy to feel light and free, and you're able and should be choosing your own life, right? Don't choose a partner from a guilty place. Like, this is who other people think I should be with, or maybe even it looks like this person's been in my life for a long time, so like I would feel guilty if I was with somebody else. There's a lot of different ways this can play out, but instead, like, choose a partner consciously from a higher vibration. It's like, oh, well, this person brings me peace. Like, this person I feel like I can grow with. This person brings out more happiness from me, genuinely, right? And so that's what I want to share with you today on how to choose a conscious partner, red flags, how to not choose a partner. I'm sending you so much love, so much healing to your life. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.